What's up, guys? Q Trade. Today's July 16th. Had a tough day, guys. We took a loss in the AM. I knew the setup was going to work out, but the market was a bit iffy. And what do? Come on PM, and we catch 2 wins, and we end up green. I gave the full call-out plan. I made about $500. I only have a stip of the AM personal win. So AM personally, I just closed out for the day on AM. My live account only up this much, and then I came on the PM and took a little trade, and then it ended up being up about $500. But coming into the pre-market plan, I said I like to see a data high, data low play, classic play. Sweep data highs, I want data low. I said we just place through this 15-minute fair value gap. We find the inverse, project off the 1 hour. We can see these targets in London low. That is what happened. I said we are bullish, so if we see the buyers above, I want to target these highs. I said we potentially hunt data lows as we have an SMT at data high. But we ended up sweeping it. So coming into that session open, structure. Again, main target was going to be the data low. Not data low, London low. And then we also had some other minor sell side levels here. 1 hour fair value gap I was talking about was right here. So coming into that 5:30 a.m. Well, my fault. Let me put the 15-minute fair value gap in. Here's our 15-minute fair value gap. And we also had a 5-minute fair value gap. And that there was a trade to play, but I stayed off it, and I'll show you guys right why I stayed off it. So on the 1 minute, we can see data highs get swept. We re-sweep off the open and find aggressive selling immediately. And we hunt out that data low, right? But we had a nice 5-minute inverse model here. We can see we close below the 5-minute. We find that rejection. Zooming in on the 1 minute, we had a 1 minute fair value gap off that rejection. This would be your entry here, and we could just play stop above here. The only reason why I did not take this trade is because we already swept data low, and when we did so, we had an SMT here. Swept data low coming in around the 6:30 time. Coming into ES, we can see that data low around 6:30 open, we are holding bullish here, failing to sweep, making a higher low. So because of that reason, I just did not take it. Am I upset about not taking it? Not really. Right? Although it played out nicely, it would have hit our internal low targets. It would have hit these internal low targets before going break even and not hitting London low, but it is okay. Happens. Right? So now that we've seen aggressive selling, we've inversed the 15-minute, we know we want this London low. So I look towards my 5-minute model, looking at an aggressive setup, and we just took a loss on it, and it happens. Right? We were right. It just had to, do a little fuck around, had to jerk off a little bit. But came into these 5-minute fair value gaps. We found that rejection, and we took our inverse entry here, placing my stop at this 300 level, and we got stopped out for a 24-point loss. It looked great on the rejection. We were up around 15, 16 points, and we get creamed. Happens. So what did I do? I said, you know what? That played out. I did take a personal inverse 5-minute long here, but that's besides the point. And we end up hitting the 15-minute fair value gap higher. So as you can see, because we failed to do so, we know we are still bearish. So what are we looking for now? Right? We would likely look for, because we did not hit the London low through the 5-minute model, we should look at the 15-minute fair value gap price. See how we act here. And what did we do? You still would have lost. Rejection, nasty candle down. You would have shorted the 1 minute. Your scale break even would have not got hit. You would have lost. And then would have came back one more time and dumped. But I hopped off around here. After we started to see the chop and nastiness, we just hopped off. Because we know when the conditions are bad, we can stay disciplined and come back on the PM and refresh. And that is exactly what we did. Is that how we got back, right? How do you get your loss back? You don't immediately get back in a trade. If you notice that you were wrong, you could have took the inverse 5-minute and played it, right? Hit the 15-minute. You could have done that. But 9 times out of 10, a lot of traders overtrade bad conditions. If you want to overtrade, how come you don't overtrade efficient delivery, clear price action, right? Never seems to work that way. So when you take a loss, you want to recruit, stay disciplined. Remember, you're going to make your money back by doing what? Waiting for the next quality opportunity. And that London low ended up hitting. We knew our trade was right. We just didn't get an efficient delivery down to that. And it happens. 24-point loss. We come back on in the PM. Around 10 o'clock, right? I take an aggressive long entry at the 5-minute inverse, but that's not the trade I want to show today. The trade I want to show was my call out trade I traded that setup live. No one was on live, so that's fine. So I said this. Looking at the 5-minute fair value up long to 23,089 days high. And I said it already played out. I was giving my plan. Right here was that setup that I took. And I just scaled at the 1 hour. And there got TP. And then I said what? Might sell off and break even me, come down to the 5-minute, then look for long continuation. That is exactly what happened. I got break even, waiting for the test of the 5-15-minute. I said test of 15-minute. I said it could be an entry here. I will call it the exact entry when we get a model entry. I said the risk is 30 points at a test of the 15-minute entry. I said conservative TP would be the test of the 1 hour. Internal high and new high day are your TPs. Right, so we know we found aggressive buy. We know we've in versus 5-minute. We know we've came bullish. Here is your 5-minute fair value gap. Here's your 15-minute fair value gap. So we have a 24-point loss on our belt. I took a 30-pointer that no one took live, so here's it. Boom. Again, entries could have been at the 15-minute or the 5-minute, and that was going to give you about a 30-point risk, right? About 30-point risk here, or at the 5-minute a little bit lower, right? And we can see that, man, this shit chopped like hell. But what did I tell the members? I said, right? Boom, 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 boom. I said what? If you long the 15-minute bullish, stick to your plan. It looks fine. Right, where do our TPs lie? Internal high. And then new high of day. What was the conservative TP? The 60s, which is going to be the drawback into the 1 hour fair value gap. And I said what next? Right, if you did not enter that, I said there's still no inverse. But I said, if the 5-minute bearish inverses, that is your 5 and 15-minute long model entry. I'd TP at the internal high and leave runners to high a day. So there's that 5-minute fair value gap that we found the rejection from. And as you can see, we inversed it in this candle. It would have edged it. So you either enter inverse close, or if you waited for the reprice, you would have bottom ticked that sucker. I would have placed stop loss below the 5-minute bullish or here. And your targets are going to be 21 points and 43 points. A beautiful trade. If you enter the 15-minute, it would have taken over an hour to deliver. But what do? We stick to our plan. You would have got 56 points. Taking the 5-minute, you would have got 62 points. But that is going to be it for today's video, guys. How I took a loss, how we came back. In hindsight, I was not red today on the AM because I took that 5-minute inverse, so I won. And I came in PM and took my personal trade. But overall, how does a profitable trader get back from a loss? You stay disciplined. You wait for your model. You wait for your quality opportunity because you know it pays. You do not spam trade. That's going to be it for today's video, guys. Thank you guys for watching. Leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe. And if you want to join the Discord, we have a link at the bio. We'll be happy to have any and all new members. But until next time, guys, peace out.